Uh, so yeah, I don't know if anybody's gonna show up or not. I just threw this thing up, so I'm just gonna smoke a little bit here, party a little bit here.
Patience. Are you free, Mr. Greenhill? No. I've got to take these fiddly trousers back to the street.
Well, a couple people are here. Well, cheers. Just threw a video up and thought I'd go live a little bit and smoke a little bit with some friends. It's always nice to find somebody to smoke with. Hey, Fazoli, man. Sorry I didn't make that poker game, man. I still can't figure out that interface to figure out how to get into a certain room, you know. But I'll keep working at it. Maybe next time. Good to see you, though, man. Just went on a 50-mile bike ride. I don't mean motorcycle this time. I'm talking about my electric bike. So I just went on a 50-mile electric bike ride, which is still a lot of pedaling, no matter how much motor you got. So just got back from that. So everybody shout out what you're smoking on. I got a bowl of apple fritter auto going in here right now. What's everybody else smoking on? Just throw it out there. What are you smoking? Come on. I know you're getting high. You wouldn't be in this fucking room if you ain't getting high. And no, we're not going to discuss the election, or politics, or the president, or anything. Not going to discuss it. Not going to talk about it. I don't even want you to ask me my political views because I don't share them. It's a lot easier that way. You don't get in arguments. I find that when you talk politics, if they agree with you, it's not much of a conversation. If they don't agree with you, it's an argument. So, ain't worth it either way. All right, there's 4 people in here. Yay. Good to see you. Cheers. Yeah, it's making me do this in a vertical format. I don't know why, but we'll just go with that. It's a PAM 15X SVV. It's a PAM 15 times SFV. I don't know what you're saying there. Fazoli, I'm lost, man. Maybe I'm stoned, but I don't get what. It's a PAM 15 times SFV. 6 people in there. Hey, cheers, everybody. Cheers, everybody. Let's get this thing down a little bit more. So, the bong's in the picture. Smoking Pam 15. Oh, okay, crossed with SFV. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. Hey, Jocelyn Hightower. Good to see you. Welcome. Nice to meet you. Pierre LaFou. Okay, I'm also token. That's cool. Oh my God, there's 21 people in here. Are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit. Holy crap. I don't believe it. Holy shit. Wow. I don't know what the algorithms are doing today, but holy crap. Well, cheers, everybody. Yeah, thank you, Fazoli. So my day's going great, man. I went on a 50-mile bike ride and worked in my garden a little bit downstairs, did a video. It's been a pretty good day, actually. Okay, now wait a minute. No, we're not going to start getting into this bullshit here. No, come on, man. Okay, yeah, that's... Okay, I know why we got a bunch of people in here. Now we're getting a bunch of trolls. I've never had trolls before. This is fucking weird, man. I don't know how I got this many people in here, and I'm getting... I grow cannabis, medical grade cannabis. You look like my dad. Okay, well, I hope that's a compliment. I don't know. Maybe dad's an ugly son bitch. Thank you, though. I'm trying to keep up. Man, I tell you what. Yeah, I've never had any more than 6 or 8 people in here at a time usually, and I got 22 people in it. What strain am I smoking now? This is Apple Fritter Auto that I grew a while back. I got 20 strains of marijuana over here on the wheel of weed and stuff. So, I mean, can you sing Jesus Not Changing? I don't know. Runts, yeah, Runts is always a good little smoke. We got all kinds of. I could just name them off. It would take a while. I think I literally got 20 different strains of pot over here right now. His first lady like. Okay, cool. I'm in near the St. Louis, Missouri area, right in the middle of the United States, right near the Mississippi and Missouri River. Cheers. Smoke is restricted in Russia. Oh yeah, I've heard that they still got some pretty tough laws over there, man. So yeah, Missouri had medical for about 4 years now or so, and my medical grow's been going on that long, and they got recreational last year, so they finally got recreational in the state of Missouri. So everybody can buy it, but I prefer to grow it and save the money. So yeah, we were talking the other day about how much this stuff runs, and I think in the last 4 years of growing it, I've saved about $24,000 not buying it. So hey, that's cool. Cheers. Oh, got all kinds of edibles around here too. Yeah, I do take care of a few medical clients. Yes, Pierre, I do take care of a few medical clients. We got all kinds of edibles around here: chocolate, gummies, Rice Krispie treats. We got pot butter. We got just all kinds. Oh, we got homemade pot cookies. Just all kinds of good stuff. So constantly getting the edibles. Do you need a website built? No, I really don't, man. I don't have any. I don't even promote this website, this channel, this YouTube channel. I'll give you a short story about why I got this YouTube channel. When I started growing about 4 years ago, I wanted to film my grows and see how the progress went, and kind of be able to look back on them and see what strains I grew and everything. And I kept running out of room on my phone to store the damn videos. So I started a YouTube channel, and I started throwing them up on the YouTube channel, and I accidentally made them public, I guess, without realizing it, and people started watching them. So that's how the channel came about. I'm not promoting the channel. I don't sell merch. I don't have Patreons. I don't have sponsors. I'm not beholden to anybody. I'll tell you if a strain sucks ass. I'll tell you if a grower's seeds are garbage. I'll tell you if the light's a piece of shit. I'm nobody's man. They can't tell me what to say. So, I never went down that road again. I don't have enough viewers and that to get sponsors and that anyway, for the most part. But anyway. But that's how the channel started, man. I literally just needed a place to store the videos from 4 years worth of growing so far, and I think there's like 200 or 300 videos out there now, which is unbelievable. There must have been some kind of a troll thing going on there, because all of a sudden I had like 23 or 24 people in here, and now we're down to 9 or 8, which is like the normal number I usually have when I go live spontaneous without any warning. I usually have 8 or 9 people at the peak, and that was really weird. I think that was some kind of a bot thing or something going on there, because all of a sudden there was like 25 people in the room out of nowhere. So it could be an algorithm thing, man. But we did have a few trolls in there, talking about the N-word and all this bullshit. So, fuck, I don't care. I've never really had to worry about trolls, because nobody ever comes into these things. I just do these every now and then to talk about weed and smoke a little bit. Talk about new strains, I'm thinking about growing. I just got some Pineapple Express seeds from 420 Fast Buds. They're Fast Buds 420. And it is a 60% indica, 40% sativa. And I mean, it checks off all the boxes. It's going to be an incredible plant. Should be a good everyday smoke with that much sativa in there still. It shouldn't give you too much couch lock right away. I'm looking forward to that one. So that one's over there soaking right now. And I got a couple other ones that I got soaking in water right now too. So we'll be starting some more. Starting some more. So you've smoked Pineapple Express before, Pierre? Is that what you're saying? Good. The pictures look good. The flower time looked good. It looked like a pretty good plant all the way around. Good yield. Good size plant. Definitely fill a 4x4 tent real easy. So yeah, I just got the seeds in yesterday and popped them in the water. So they're. Oh, and with it came 2 free Gorilla Cookies autos. These are autos, by the way, the Pineapple Express. So I got one of those soaking as well. I mean, hey, 2 free Gorilla Cookies auto. That's what I like about some of these seed growers. Some of them are cool. They give you free seeds, they give you shit. It's nice. I mean, this stuff's expensive. These seeds are anywhere between $9 and $13, $14 a seed, the ones I'm getting. And, God help you if they don't sprout, kind of sucks. So I was having problems getting my seeds to sprout for a while and doing the same thing I always did. And then, so I threw a bunch more in the water and started them over again. And this time they sprouted. Now, I tell you one thing I think I did different this time. I warmed the water up before I put the seeds in it. Not hot, but not cold. Like just slightly above tepid, so that they didn't shock the seeds. Like if you just throw them in cold water, I thought maybe that was shocking the seeds a little bit. So I started like warming the water up a little bit before I put the seeds in there. I just run the tap until it's a nice, a little bit warmer than tepid, and just put them in there. And they did seem to sprout better. So that, and not planting them very deep in the dirt, just barely covering them with any kind of dirt at all, so that they don't have to fight their way out of it. So, now I'm getting better results again, For the last couple of years, I've been growing so many clones and cloning. I very seldom had to pop seeds, except for an auto now and then. Everything was, I'd cloned for generation after generation after generation. I had plants like holy smoke that I had been cloning and growing for like 3.5, 4 years. And, so I just kept clones going all the time. I didn't have to pop a lot of seeds. And then I had surgery a few months back and I had to let everything kind of die down, my clone area. So I ended up coming out of surgery, harvesting a bunch of stuff and having nothing to put in them. So I had to start popping seeds again. So, and this is the first time in my grows that I've messed around with these regular seeds. Everything I've been growing in the past has been fem photos or fem autos. I just didn't want to fuck around with having to, grow a plant out and kill it when it's a male and all that bullshit. But I've got some really good reg seeds from some friends of mine. One of them's Fazoli here. And it's worth, going through that. Just grow multiples of them until you get, till you get your females, and then you can clone the hell out of them. So yeah, this is going to be the most reg seeds I've ever grown out at a time. And you really got to be watching that shit. I've had plants literally show their male nads on, like, say, a Monday. And if I didn't look in the tent close that day, by the next day, they were ready to start popping shit. So you really got to watch for those males to do their thing, But yeah, so I got some great strains going. Some of them are from Fazoli here. And I'm really looking forward to the Cherry West, and the Purple Unicorn. I'm just really looking forward to those. And I'm just and I got 2 of the other ones of yours. I'm going to be growing those out too later on too. So, but my goal is to be, cloning the ones once I get females out of those, and I'll grow several generations of them at least. So I got a nice supply of it, That Cherry West sounds really good though. So anybody else want to talk about something, or talk about what you're growing, what you're smoking, the laws where you're at, how they're changing? Florida just voted down recreational marijuana. Unbelievable. In this day and age, they're still, fighting that shit. But that's all right. Yeah, I mean, usually, a lot of people, I got good at that too after a while, Fazoli. Like, you start to see either the female hairs or you start to see the little nodge, and if you see those little nodules, 17 hours on in veg. I run just under 17 hours on in veg. Okay, yeah, I'm running about 18 right now, I think. I think around 18 on my timers on veg. So, yeah, I'm hoping I'll be able to tell these, once they get a little bit bigger, I'll be able to get an idea. Because like you said, you'll see the little female hair, like little premature female hair. There'll be green little spikers. Or you'll see something that doesn't look like that. And if it don't look like that, it's a male. It may try to fool you, but if it doesn't have that little spike at the junction, it's got to be a male. Plus, the males have a tendency to grow taller faster, I've noticed. I think that's something to do with, wanting to get the pollen up high so they can get in the wind. I don't know. And hopefully, a lot of people tell me the males show their sex first, faster than the females do. So I don't know. We'll go through it. I haven't had any pollination by accident yet. I mean, I managed to catch them all every time so far that that I did have regulars. I've caught them all before they pollinated anything else. So it's kind of fun to do some do some different shit because. Like I've been growing these fem photos and fem autos out for 4 years and just like production line, throwing weed in jars. I got pounds and pounds and pounds of weed. And now I can back off and say, well, I don't have to worry about, my next crop coming in because I'm out of weed. I can kind of slow down. Hey, Green Queen, what's up? I can slow down and grow some new strains and experiment with some regs, and take my time going through some of this. So cheers to you. We're all smoking and partying in here. Smoke them if you got them. I always love it when people tell me what they're smoking. I just had a batch and 80% of the males showed a week before the girls. Yeah, see, that's what I've always heard. The males show first and they grow taller so they can get up higher and they're ready to pollinate as soon as the females, are flowering in flowers. So, yeah. Some funky flower. Okay, cool. Cool. Man, there's so many great strains of pot out there. I have 20 different kinds of weed over here to smoke, and I just like roll the wheel around and pick one and smoke it because, I'm spoiled. I've never had like this many different strains in jars that I can just smoke whenever I want. I got hash I made over here. I've got edibles. I've got tincture oils. Yeah, I've been very, very, very blessed. I really got to say, Thanksgiving is the time for me to give thanks because my harvest happened all year long. And, I'm not bragging. I'm just growing some good pot that's good to smoke. It may not be the best pot in the world, but I've never had a complaint. And stuff gets me totally fucked up. And I got tolerance like a dog. I mean, I've been smoking for 43 years now. So I got tolerance like you can't believe, and my weed gets me fucked up. So I very seldom smoke sativas or sativa dominants because they have a tendency to make me jittery and I get kind of stressed out, like anxiety kind of thing going from it, But if I need to get a bunch of shit done, I will occasionally smoke a hit or two of a sativa or sativa dominant. So, because I got medical clients that keep, bitching. I like sativas. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not growing it because I don't smoke it, So, but I did grow this Tattoo and Sunset, and it is a 70% sativa. And the other day, man, I had some stuff to do around the house, and I was I was completely couch locked. I had smoked some indica shit, and I couldn't fucking keep my eyes open. I could not open my eyes. I couldn't fucking get out of the chair. Hey, hi, and yo. Okay, welcome. And I couldn't get out of the chair. My eyes were like literally sealed shut almost. I couldn't open them hardly. And I smoked a couple hits of that Tattoo and Sunset with all that sativa in it. And I mean, I got up and I did a bunch of laundry. I started vacuuming the fucking house. You know, I started working on the shelving unit I'm working on. I was like, what the fuck? You know? I mean, it's all it took was just a couple hits of that shit. It broke the couch lock and got me up moving and doing stuff. So there, it has its purpose, you know. But I have to be careful smoking it, man. It can literally trigger a panic attack. If I'm not careful, I'll get that fucking Black Beauty feeling from the fucking 80s, you know. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. So, yep, and I got some keep hash over here. I just do the old tumbler and dry ice process here, but I got some beautiful blonde keef hash here that I put on top of the bowl of weed and just watch it melt into it, you know. It's very, very sweet. In fact, I think I'm going to put some on top of this bowl to finish it. So, yeah, I've tried bubble hash. Man, what a fucking job. That's a lot of fucking work. And, man, I got very little yield out of it. And, you know, so that didn't work out too well. I got the bubble machine, washing machine, and all that shit. I've never gotten shit out of it to make it worth it. So this keef hash is my best choice of easy to make hash, you know. And yeah, just put it on top of a bowl, man. See how pretty that looks on top of there? And then when you light it, it literally flames like a candle. That's my stoner cat. He likes to get high. He bitches if you don't get enough hits every now and then. So that's Tasmanian Devil. Oh, wow, that hash really does hit good. Oh, yeah. Oh. So, yeah, we're doing all the edibles and stuff. So here's what I'm getting into now. So I've been doing all the sweets, you know. I've got the edibles, the chocolate, the gummies, the Rice Krispie treats, the cookies, the brownies. We make all that stuff, right? But I'm starting to want to get into the more savory side of the food palette. So I'm looking at, like, one thing, we're going to make homemade mayonnaise using vegetable oil that's been infused with cannabis. So it's going to be cannabis mayonnaise. We're looking at stuff like chef's butter, you know, with garlic and cannabis butter, you know, for your steak. Vinegar and oil dressings for your salad using either vinegar, using either a vegetable or olive oil, infused oil. Desserts like German chocolate cake for dessert. Hors d'oeuvres, things like, you know, even considering making homemade potato chips fried in pot oil. Okay, so I'm kind of moving toward okay, we got the dessert thing covered now. So we need, you know, salad dressing for the salad. We need some kind of an hors d'oeuvre, you know. We need some kind of a main course. Made some mashed potatoes with pot butter, and it got the people that we had for dinner just completely fucked up. So, and I mean, I swear to God, it was only like maybe a quarter of a stick of butter in the whole pot of mashed potatoes, and they got fucked up. So we have experimented a little bit with the savory side of it, but not as much as I want to. So this is the year we're going to start getting into the edible savory side, you know, the main course stuff, you know. And I think that's going to be a lot of, just the mayonnaise alone. Think about it, man. Anytime you want, you just throw it on some bread, make a sandwich, eat the fucking sandwich, and you're going to be toasted. You're going to be toasted like the sandwich. You can even smear it on the bread and use it, you know, to make a grilled cheese sandwich, you know. And you're going to get pretty fucked up from that sandwich. So, you know, it's a good way to get more cannabis in your system for medical reasons, you know. Okay. Man, I swear to God, 618 grow, I think that's what it says. Cheers. Welcome. We're just talking about growing pot and making edibles. So, yeah, everybody cheers. It's time to fire up again, man. That's good. Yeah, somebody said I look like their dad. Well, you know, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I know I'm old, but, you know, hey, I lived through the fucking war on drugs, so, you know, day 6 flower here, Dave. Ooh, what are you flowering out there? What are you flowering right now? What strain are we looking at here? Everybody check out my video if you want. I just threw it up on YouTube. It's got an update on my garden downstairs and everything. So you can be checking that out if you want. Slurricane. Oh, seven in-house genetics. Slurricane. I've seen that around. Don't believe I think I might have got a vape pen with slurricane in it, but I've never smoked the actual cannabis flower of it or grown it. I think I've got a strain that had slurricane in it, maybe. You know, it sounds familiar, like it might have been crossed with it somewhere down this line. So good luck with that, man. That's going to be some juicy shit, man. So, yeah. Fuck yeah, man. You just don't realize how lucky we are, man. I mean, God, I went through the fucking war on drugs and, you know, meeting people at midnight and Kmart parking lot trying to get a fucking half ounce or something, you know, getting busted, all the bullshit. Oh, God. Now you can go to a fucking dispensary and buy weed, buy edibles, buy wax, hash, rosin, whatever the fuck you want. And, of course, it'll cost you more than your fucking car. You know, but still, you don't have to go out on the black market if you don't want to, although people still do. The unregulated market is still doing good. It's still doing real good. So fuck them. You know, it's kind of hard to preach that it's legal as long as the government gets tax money from it, but it's illegal if they don't. It's kind of hard. People don't buy that argument too much as like they used to. So, you know, when it was all evil, it's one thing, but it's not evil if the government sells it, but it's evil if you do. So, you know, that's where people go, no, I'm not buying that shit. You know, we're done with that crap. So, come on, people. Put some comments out. Say something, man. What's going on in the world of weed or your world? I just don't want to talk about politics, man. There's enough of that shit on TV right now. Yep. So it's good to hang out, party, even if we're not in the same house, same room. We're still doing the same thing, man. You know, it's still a communal thing. Still getting the spirit of the weed together, you know. And that's awesome. You know, that's what's cool for me. You know, I really, you know. I'm talking about edibles a little bit, but I really haven't touched a lot about the medicinal part of this. You know, I've got, you know, 80-year-old people that are using my gummies to go to sleep at night and help with pain and inflammation. I've got people that are like stressed out, you know, on their jobs and their families that use my tincture oils or they use my edibles to chill the fuck out and they don't want to smoke. They, you know, for some reason they don't want to smoke it. So, you know, it really is kind of cool when people tell me, you know, I can use my hands like I couldn't before. The arthritis feels better. You know, I can get out of bed and do stuff again. I can, you know, I'm enjoying my life again, and it makes me feel really good. I mean, it's one of the few things I can look back on my life and say, hey, I actually did something fucking good there. The rest of it's been kind of shit. But, you know, there's this one little island in the middle of this sea of crap where, you know, I might have left something behind that was better than the sea of crap, you know. So, you know, I think to myself, you know, someday, won't be that long, I'll be dead. And this shit will still be out on the internet, you know. I mean, like, it's kind of weird thinking about that, you know, like your lives and your videos and that are just going to be out there, you know. I don't know how long they're out there, but maybe forever, but the algorithms will start, you know, not putting you out very much anymore unless somebody searches for you, but this stuff will hang out, man, just like one of those living memorial tombstones or some shit. So, hey, in the future, you know, if you're watching this after I'm gone, wish I could have met you while I was around, you know. That's kind of weird, huh? But yeah, this internet stuff means that we can all leave a piece of ourselves, you know, for the collective, you know. It's kind of interesting, you know. It's just something that I think about sometimes, you know. When I realized I had over 200 some odd videos out there, I couldn't believe it, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, there's people watching these, and what's really weird to believe is there's people watching like the ones that are like 3 or 4 years old still, you know. And it's like, why would you watch them? But you know, God, I went back and looked at my first one. Oh my God. And it was all purple lights, you know. Back then we didn't have the bar lights or the flat lights. We just had these purple lights, you know, the box purple lights. We called them purple lights, but they were purple LEDs of some kind. And you know what? It's you can grow pot with those damn things. I still got some friends I gave them to that are still growing weed with them, you know, and they're getting good results. So, you know, yeah, they're not as good as like these Mars Hydro 4800s and shit I'm burning down there now, and the Spider 4000 I got down there. But you know, or the Mars Hydro 3000 I got, you know, but you know you can grow weed with it, so you know. But yeah, my first video had the purple lights, you know, and oh my God, it was bad. It was just bad, you know, but, you know, I wasn't trying to fucking win a fucking Grammy or nothing, you know. I just like to talk about growing weed, like to show people what I'm doing when I'm growing weed. If you go back through my videos, you'll see some of my really good disasters, like my attempt at making my own version of a lazy man's hydroponics. Basically a no drain, no fill version of hydroponics. And guess what? Yeah, you can grow some plants through it, but not worth it. Not enough to make it worth it. It was not a success. I bought like, you know, 24 buckets and all these fucking air stones and air pumps and everything. And it was a you know, my own version of lazy man's hydroponics. And there's a reason why you got to do all that shit, because if you don't, it doesn't work. So that didn't work too well. So I went back to dirt again. But I went through the advanced nutrients, you know, $1,000 worth of fucking bottles of shit, you know, and all that. And I'm using some cheap ass powdered stuff, 3-part stuff I use now, Master Blend it's called. And it's like $40 for all 3 parts. And I've been still using it for like 6 months now. I still got shitloads of it left. It comes in a little pound bag or some shit. And I mix it and use a meter, and I'm getting great results with it. And I didn't spend $1,000 worth of liquid fucking fertilizers, you know. So much more organic, much more natural, you know. So yeah, so I've learned a lot over the last 4 years of growing, 4.5, 5, something like that now. You know, when I first started, I watched Bill Ward, you know, and all those guys, you know, to try to get some kind of handle on how to do this. And I learned a lot from those guys, you know. I mean, I bought all the shit, got the seeds from I Love Growing Marijuana. Raise your hand if that's the first place you got your seeds from, because it's the first place everybody I know got their seeds from was I Love Growing Marijuana, ILGM. I got a bunch of seeds from them, and I set up 3 tents, and I was growing like 8 or 10 varieties at one time. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was trying to grow all this shit at the same time. I had like 12 plants in a tent, you know, and it was a fucking disaster. But I got some weed, and I didn't have to buy it for a while, and I just kept getting, you know, a little bit better as I went, you know. By no means am I a great grower or even a good grower, but I'm an adequate grower, and that's all I had to be, just enough to fill my jars full, you know. I pull an average of a pound to a pound and a half or better out of a 4x4 tent. And short of doing a lot of fucking high stress training and shit I'm not going to do, I'm not going to get much more than that out of a 4x4 tent, especially depending on the strain you grow. You know, not all strains are big producers, you know. So yeah, I'm getting a chance to grow some new strains and some that I've gotten from friends like Fazoli a long time ago, man, and I just didn't get around to growing them because I didn't have time to go through the regular process of weeding out the regular seeds. I had to produce and produce and produce to get, you know, my jars filled. Now I've got buckets of weed down there, and I can slow down and do some different shit, you know. It's kind of fun. So, and I'm growing more autos now than I was before. You know, I got that veg area in the corner with no tent there, and I just grow veggies with my veg plants. You know, I grow the autos right there, you know, so the lights are there anyway, you know. So, God, I'm pretty fucked up, really, you know. I had some edibles earlier, you know, and the edible high, if you haven't done a really good edible, because I got to tell you, man, the shit at the dispensary sucks. In a lot of states, it's limited to 10 milligrams a dose or 10 milligrams a unit or some shit. You know, my fucking gummies are probably like 50 or 100 milligrams. People eat one of them, they're like, holy fuck, dude. So, you know, I eat my edibles and, yeah. Get a nice buzz. You get a fucking decent buzz. Oh. Well, am I boring the shit out of everybody? I don't know what else to say, man. You know, I just threw this live up because I was feeling like I'd like to party with some people, you know. And, you know, when I was young, in college, we always got together and smoked, you know. Nobody really smoked alone that much. We just, you know, everybody just hung out in somebody's room and, you know, passed the pipe around, passed the joint around. It was always communal back then, you know. People didn't have a lot. So if they shared it with you, that was a real fucking honor because it was expensive as shit and they usually didn't have much of it. And so if we got a bunch of people together and they all threw a little bit of weed inside the Frisbee and, you know, we might have, you know, 5 different colored weed in there, but it didn't matter. We mix it all together and put it in a bowl, you know, and smoke it. And then now that it's legal, it's just like smoking cigarettes now. People just do it alone. They do it, they, you know. So it's different, you know. It's hard to get used to that for us old timers. I think it was part of the fact that it was illegal and you could all go to jail for it, which in Missouri was really a possibility. And you know, somebody could be a narc, or if you were in a college dorm room, you could get, you know, suspended or expelled. You could lose your housing, you know. So there was a kind of a risk involved in it that made it, I don't know, maybe a little more exciting, you know. And, you know, people huddled together doing it, you know, the towel stuffed under the door and the spray deodorizer every fucking where, you know, and the window open, the fan going, you know, just to get a buzz, man, without getting fucking busted or, you know, end up in jail or fucking lose your fucking house or shit, whatever the fuck they were doing back then. Just say no. And the war on drugs, man. Fuck. Lost a lot of good friends, man. And ended up going to prison for, you know, selling a fucking quarter-pound of weed. You know, just to get their weed a little cheaper, you know, and they end up going to fucking jail for it, you know, 5 to 10 fucking years around here. We still haven't let out all the people in Missouri that were convicted for possession of marijuana, even though it's legal now in the state of Missouri. The governor won't let them out. The governor won't fucking let them out. He's like, nah, it was illegal when they fucking did it. I don't give a fuck. So they're just gonna sit there and rot, you know. Missouri has some of the longest marijuana penalty law penalties of the fucking country. It was absolutely ridiculous. People would go to jail for as much as a few joints sometimes, even depending on the jurisdiction and the prosecutor and the judge and who had their hair up their ass. Yeah, I got busted with I think about a half ounce one time. Had to get a fucking lawyer, spend like, you know, back then like $2 or $3 grand, which was like probably like 15 grand now. And you know, he made the wink wink nod nod deal with the fucking judge, you know. And I ended up painting a wall at the YMCA for 3 hours. And my record was expunged, you know. It's, you know, if you didn't have a lawyer, that could have put me in jail back then, you know, just that little bit. And back then, you know, the minimum sentence would have been like a year. And I don't know too many people that got the year. Most of them got 5 years, you know, so. I guess I'm glad I lived through all that and made it through the other side. But yeah, you know, I hate to sound like Grandpa Moses here, but you know, you need people that are under, you know, well, you need younger people here. You just have no idea what it was like for your parents and your grandparents to get high. It was a really risky proposition. It really did suck, man. Now I wear pot shirts all over the fucking place, and I don't give a fuck. I can wear them proudly and not be paranoid some cop's gonna see it and decide to search my fucking car because I'm wearing a pot shirt or a Cheech and Chong shirt or something. Ooh, that last hit tasted nasty. I don't usually burn them to the bottom like that. Okay, do I have a clean bowl here somewhere? Oh my god, they're all dirty. Well, this one looks pretty good still. Okay, well, I think I can see everybody that's here now. We got 3 names on the screen, so that kind of corresponds. It's kind of nice for a change. You know, I never understood, like last time I did a live, there was like 10 people in there, and one person identified themselves. I'm like, they weren't trolling or nothing. They didn't say nothing. They just didn't say anything. And I'm like, type a period, you know, or, you know, stick up a smiley face or some shit, you know. And they just wouldn't do it. I was like, I kind of like to know who the fuck's in here now. If you're an enemy or something, you know, maybe you got a reason to not show your face, but I don't understand if you're like, you know, you're somebody I know or even somebody I don't know. Just say hi, you know. I mean, fuck. It's not hard. Type cheers, you know, that's an easy one. Everybody says cheers. It's kind of like the old days of drinking. Okay, just to show you what I'm talking about here. This is half the weed I have available over here. This wheel of weed here, okay. Now, on the floor, I have 2, 4, 6, 8 more jars of weed on the floor because I ran out of room on the wheel of weed. That's the wheel of weed. And that's all the different varieties I have to choose from. So it's kind of nice. I'm digging on it. You know what? Texas Toasted is a really strong indica dominant hybrid. At least that's the way I feel it is. I haven't looked all its specs up or anything. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to do a bowl of that right now with some hash on it. Because I can. Oh, man. So yeah, we'll pack us a nice little bowl of this. Ooh, I gotta refill this jar. It's getting kind of low. Turn it upside down so I remember to fill that one up. So now we're going to add a little hash to this bowl. Just because, oh God, that's a hell of a close-up, man. We're going to add a little hash to this bowl because I like the way it makes it burn. I don't have to relight it. It just burns like a perfect bowl, you know. A little hash. God, I wish you could smell this. You know, I wish we could put that through the internet somehow. You would be like, oh man, I'd like a little bit of that, please. Could I have a little bit of that on my bowl, please? Just a little pinch of it. I don't need much. That's the bowl fully dressed with hash. So, another trip back in the Wayback Wheel here. Back in the 80s, we would get this black tar hash. Came in like a chunk. It was kind of gooey and sticky, but it was pretty solid. And the way we would smoke it is under glass. I don't know if anybody here in the room remembers this or not. You would take like a straight pin and stick it through a piece of cardboard. And then you would stick a lump of the hash on it. And you would light the hash and blow it out. And then put the glass over the top of it and trap the smoke. And then you would slide it to the edge of the table and suck out the smoke. So we called it hash under glass. You know, clever name, right? So I'll never forget, man, this one time, man, I took a big old fucking hit and I went to stand up too fast and out go the lights. I mean, I fucking hit the floor out cold. And I still remember when I started to come to again, first thing I noticed is my elbows hurt like hell because I landed on my elbows, obviously. And Tom Sawyer by Rush was playing in the background, and it was real distorted because my senses were coming back slowly. And I look around, and my friends and my roommate, all they're doing is laughing. You know, nobody gave a fuck. Nobody came to see if I was dead or not. You know, they just laughed. You know, I mean, that's one of the few times in my life I've ever just like fainted like that, just like gone out, and it was like just like that, man. And when I came to, I had a hell of a head rush. So it wasn't all bad, I guess. You know. Cheers. Every once in a while, in a blue moon, we could get opium. Not very often. Really not very often at all. I could probably count on one hand the number of times I was able to get it in my whole lifetime around here. And we would put that on top of weed, or we would put it, you know, in a hash pipe of some kind. Man, that stuff was so sweet, it would almost make you sick. It almost make you feel like you're going to throw up sometimes if you took big hits of it until you got used to it. And man, that was a hell of a buzz. you know, I could see how people could get addicted to it, and maybe it was a good thing it wasn't available too often because, yeah, I would have definitely liked doing that too much, I think. So, yeah, yeah, that was a good treat, occasional treat. But I wouldn't want to be like super rich and be able to just like buy a chunk of it, you know. I don't think that would be good for me at all. So maybe there's a good reason why I've never won the Powerball or the lottery. One of them is I don't play it very often, so that's a good reason. The second one is whatever the spiritual force out there that made all this knows that I would be a disaster if I had shitloads of money. I would be a disaster, but it'd be fun while it lasted, you know, until I burned out. Cheers. So yeah, I enjoy growing, but the big thing about it I enjoy is not having to buy weed at $300 or $400 or $500 an ounce or whatever the fuck the dispensaries are going to charge around here. On the street, I used to pay $300 an ounce before I started growing, and I was going through almost 2 ounces a month, so it was pretty expensive, you know. Yeah. Well, does anybody want to keep this going, or should I wrap this thing up? Because it's been like almost an hour. I can't believe that shit. And we're down to a couple people here, and I'm just kind of rambling now. But appreciate you showing up and shouting out. And Pizzoli, you're not out there anymore probably, but shout out to you for the seeds and all your help over the years too, man. And I'm gonna just close like I always do in my videos. Remember, keep taking your medicine.
Come on, Pumpkin. Come on. Come on, Tasman. Sit.
No, I'm done.